Greetings, everyone. We've all heard the story of Laura. Now it gets to be, we're going to get together, share some Bible, just our journey with Jesus. My life was not really super simple. A lot of people are born, go to school, get out, go to college, have 3 kids, 2.2 cars, whatever, and that's it. Mine was pretty challenging out of the gate. We're going to start with how I was born. When I was born, the minute they cut the cord, I turned yellow and blue, known as a blue baby. And that was because of liver wasn't quite up to par. I was full term, 9 months. So the doctor that happened to be in the room went with what he knew, what he thought the whole 9 months, good heartbeat, healthy. Minute he cut the cord, so they did a transfusion with my mom's blood, which is type O negative, and I turned okay, and here I am. Had it not been for the doctor, I probably wouldn't be talking to you today. But that happened, but they gave medicine to me this was 1960 when I was born, medicine to, what do you call it, worked with the blood, all that kind of stuff. And what it did was it softened my teeth and took the enamel off. And I had stainless crowns because my teeth were cracking. When I was about 3 years old, I had stainless crowns put on a lot of my rear teeth because of no enamel. And I was a bedwetter. Yep, did that, and that kept me from a lot of social situations with people, overnight camping trips, go stay at your friend's house. It was embarrassing, and so I just kind of stayed close to home. And I was raised a Catholic and went to church pretty much every Sunday. Didn't like it. We'll get into that later when we get into the more biblical stuff. This is going to kind of bring my upbringing. We know Laura's, and then we kind of get together. We got an ending. We keep going, and then when I was about 6 years old, a neighbor girl, and my mom never let me ride a Stingray. She always got me the kind with the flat handlebars, and she just didn't trust Stingrays. So one day she was gone, and I go ahead and I grab my neighbor's friend, Stingray. And she's on the back, the neighbor girl's on the back, and we're riding down the road doing pretty fast, and all of a sudden, went a little too fast, went to pull over by her house, hit the gravel, went into a ditch. I went flying off the Stingray through the handlebars, and I ended up getting like 120 stitches in my tongue, over 100 stitches in my chin, cracked my left jaw. Yeah, neighbor saw me, came out, just happened to be home, lucky, picked me up, and stitches everywhere. All I could eat was like popsicles for a month. And that happened. I had a twig in my ear. My mom, a lot of this stuff my mom would look at and say, don't do that, but I did it. And she said, don't go to the end of the road because the bad kids was smoking up there and stuff, and it was on our street, pretty private street. What do? She's gone. I go up to the end of the road. And we would have this rope that swung from one side to the other. And so I go to grab the rope and I go to swing it, and guess what? A twig sticking out of a tree goes and punctures my eardrum. So I had to lie to her and go, yeah, I fell in a ditch and I got some gravel in there, but she probably knew I was lying to her. I've had braces twice. And then that was when I was about 6, 7 years old, when that stuff with the twig and the bike accident and all that stuff. And then the Taco mini bike. I had a little Taco mini bike. I was about 11, 12 at this time. And we're in the backyard, had a German Shepherd dog named King. Neighbors, we had a little track in the back and a little circle. So I'm on my little mini bike. We got it done adjusting the chain tightness on it. And we're out running around in the back, and we left the cover off the centrifugal clutch, which spins real fast, real sharp. So anyway, here's King, runs in front of Kenny. He was all excited. Friend on his little mini bike, so his foot hits my foot, bumps my foot into the centrifugal clutch, and it cuts about a 3-inch long cut into my ankle. So I go sit on this little porch thing in the backyard we had, and then I had to go and tell my mom I cut myself, and she passed out there, and I went and got 100 and something stitches in my ankle. And this whole time, pretty accident prone. I had growing pains. I was 6'3" in the 6th grade. Tall, but skinny. And a lot of these things I'm trying to help people with is I got bullied in high school. I got called stork legs by the cool kids. I got perfume sprayed on me. You know, we all want to kind of fit into the crowd and just kind of move through it, but didn't happen with me that way. I wasn't good at sports, even though I was tall. I was extremely uncoordinated, and I could sit there and shoot basketball, but when it came to a game, didn't work. Skiing, my father and mother were fantastic skiers. My sisters could ski. You'd get me on the skis and disaster going down the hill, so that didn't work either. And back into the high school thing, not being accepted into, let's call them the cool kids, is kind of tough on people. And we're going to post an email for some of you that maybe you're getting bullied. Back when I was in high school, bullying kind of stayed in the high school. Nowadays, with all the social media, you get bullied. It's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. It's a life ruiner, a game changer for a lot of people. A lot of suicides happen because of it. We're going to post an email. If something like this happens to you, you want to talk, give me a call. Laura, an email, and we'll chat about it. If we can help you, we'd sure like to get through that. You know, all that stuff there, and I was called stork legs when it came time in high school for PE. I was like the last one picked. That kind of hurts you a little bit, you know. Like I said, I was 6'3" when I graduated, 157 pounds. So that kind of gives you an idea. And then I'll kind of jump forward when we get into the next session here. But I started lifting weights when I was about 27, 28. And pretty soon I got up to 300 and something pounds, but not fat, was all muscle. Gifted in that aspect, being able to put on all the muscle. And I went to bars, and I would see the people that called me stork legs, sprayed the perfume, and part of me wanted to grab them, throw them across the room, smash their head, poke their eyes out, but I didn't. I looked at them, and they just looked pathetic, and I just let it go. But we're here to help any way we can. And I was kind of one of those guys that was pretty, all the negativity, not getting picked for this, picked for that. I kind of turned to cars. Family had an automotive shop growing up, so kind of natural car thing. And I was good at it. And I had the fastest car in the high school drags. And yeah, got beat once, never got beat again in the little area we were in. So that was kind of my little gig thing, was hot rod cars. I waited till graduation to smoke pot. Had a lot of friends that did smoke pot, and I watched them kind of failing a little bit in certain grades and all that kind of stuff. So I made sure I had all my credits. I was for sure graduating. Then I took my first bong hit. Yeah, I don't remember getting stoned, but yeah, we smoked enough pot to fill up 15 of these rooms in my time. But we're going to get into the drug part of it, because pot led to cocaine, and then that's going to be another little video thing here. So we're here to help with drug addiction, alcohol, everything. We're here to help you guys. People that want to watch, listen, want to talk. We talk about how we came to Jesus. I mean, the whole time I'm going to freaking Mass, Catholic Mass, and I couldn't wait for the last hymn to sing to get the heck out of the church. It was just too boring for me. And I'm going to end this thing here. That's kind of how mine wasn't normal, going to school, always getting hurt, breaking stuff. Lord, yeah, my parents went through a lot. And then I turned 18, out of high school, and I was into race cars. I had a race car on a trailer and a really nice Chevy truck that we took that Chevy truck, and it was a show truck, wire wheels. It was good, but that's what I was into. No women. A lot of them wouldn't go with me at the time, and just shy about that with women. But cars, never argued, got along great with cars, and they were fast. I enjoyed it. And then when I was just about the end of 18, all out of high school, all done, I went and got this 1977 Trans Am Special Edition, a Smokey and the Bandit kind with the Gothic lettering, black, put hooker header side mounts on it, Stuart Warner dash, $1,400 of acoustical padding, the T-roofs, redid this whole car, tires, wheels, ground up, and it was extremely fast. Got a ticket for 137 and a 55 coming out of Canita. Great car, but I felt invincible in that car. And when I got in it, and it was at my parents' house, still at home, and my mom saw kind of this, she watched me take off in it, and she just saw this ugly picture of a gray cloud. I didn't think anything of it. I'm invincible, right? All these things happened to me, broken jaws and stitches everywhere. I lived through that. I can live through anything. So anyway, my Trans Am, I thought it would, the cool people thought it was cool, but they only liked the car and not me, to, if that makes any sense to you. They hung around the car, and I thought it was because they wanted to hang with me, but it was the other way around. Just a cool car. Had friends and stuff, but yeah, we'll get into that part later too. So I went, we were always drinking and smoking pots. That's when I started snorting cocaine. A little mirror under the back seat that said cocaine on it. And so a good friend of mine at the time, I don't think I really talked to him, probably been 40 years since I talked to this guy. And he was in the passenger seat. We went to this drive-in theater, drank a fifth of vodka. It was a winter night. Roads were really dry. Just every once in a while you'd see a little icy patch, but it was just a real dry, snow blowing across the road. And all I remember of that night leaving the drive-in was tossing the vodka bottle out. It broke all over the ground and took off, and I was always into drag racing, so these people were witnesses to this accident, and they heard it because the car, my Trans Am, was really loud. So I take off with this Trans Am, and we're ripping through Foster Road in Portland, Oregon, heading towards 82nd. And the witnesses said we came around this one corner. We're probably doing about 60 to 70 miles an hour down Foster, 9:30 at night. Stupid, but drunk. Came around the corner, no seatbelt. Came around the corner, and we hit a patch of ice. And the people, the witnesses that were just getting out of this little church service at night, saw his car hit my Trans Am, knocked me over the curb into a telephone pole, and spun me. And then the police said the way the car was, I was about almost 120 miles an hour when I hit that pole. And the car was stuck 3 feet off the ground. It took them hours to get the car, porta power, to get the car off to hit the ground. And the whole time I was still in the driver's seat. The pole was where my console was, and I had 147 broken, cracked ribs. This left shoulder was hanging by the skin, punctured lung, holes in my liver, holes in my kidney, holes in my spleen. I was comatose. And I'd always told my mom, if something happens to me, don't hook me to a bunch of machines. My time to go, it's my time to go. And all I remember on that whole thing was waking up, I heard this, "Danny, if you can hear me, squeeze my hand." And I just remember it being bright. It could have been hospital lights. And I just squeezed my mom's hand and woke up, and I looked around and I said, "What happened?" She goes, "You totaled out your car." And they showed me a picture, and I just couldn't believe it. And I asked how my friend was, and he walked away. And me, I didn't walk. Should have slowed me down, but it didn't. So we want to keep going. This is just my story, and then pretty soon another one of these, and I'll be up with pretty much where Laura and me got together, and then we're going to start sharing some more stuff with you people. We'll post the email. If you got any questions, any comments? And one thing I want to tell you is I have hurt a lot of people in my time. My personality is I will run you over just to get to the next stop. And that part is changing. The Lord has changed me and softened me up as far as that part of my life goes. A little bit more compassionate because I didn't care. I didn't care if I ran you over to get to that next step. I would just crush you and go on. But it's hurt a lot of people. So I'm here to make that good. I realize what I've done wrong, and we move forward in life. I hadn't really thought about the Lord yet because I used to pray to Satan, and I did. So anyway, have a great night, and we'll do about one more of these because it's about cocaine, pain pills, and a whole lot of alcohol and everything else. So until next time, keep the faith.